Hey everybody, welcome back to JT Channel and welcome to a review of Terrifier 3. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Don't worry, I don't plan on spoiling too much. I just plan on kind of talking about what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, if there's anything I didn't like about it, and a couple of warnings about the movie as well. So, this past weekend I got to go see Terrifier 3 in theaters, which as of this video has made like $35 million. It's insane how much money Terrifier 3 has made. It started as like an indie film, like the first Terrifier. Really, you can go super far back if you want, but a lot of people start with All Hallows Eve, where Art the Clown kind of got his start. Yes, I know there's other projects, like I think the Ninth Circle was what it's called, with Art in it, but that's where like All Hallows Eve is where people know him from the most. And, of course, that's for Terrifier, Terrifier 2 and 3. The Terrifier movies, of course, are known for their excessive gore, and excessive might not even be the right word. Excessive might be too simple of a word for it, and, which is funny to me, because I grew up not really caring for gore. It used to gross me out, and then I used to think that an overabundance of gore would mess with the movie, like it screws the movie up. Like it kind of takes you out of it, I guess. That's how I used to feel. But nowadays, I kind of realize that it's just who we are. Gore is gonna be a lot more prominent as time goes on. Even like scary movies with jump scares and stuff incorporate a ton of gore nowadays. So that the third Terrifier movie, much like the second Terrifier movie, was all about trying to incorporate more story while also trying to up the gore, even though it had already been upped and upped and upped, you know, more and more and more as time goes on. Because in the first movie, you had the infamous scene with the saw. In the second movie, you had the infamous scene with the girl being literally ripped to shreds and put back together and somehow saying "mom." To this day, that makes me laugh. Not the murder, not the actual kill, but when she looks up and says "mom," it's just, ugh. So in the third movie, of course, Damien Leone was going to push even further. And he's talked about pushing even further in the fourth one, but also doing something experimental, which I'll talk a little bit about here in a minute. I get what he means now. The third Terrifier is a Christmas movie, in the simple fact that it takes place on Christmas. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I genuinely forgot where I was. There was stuff happening off camera, but anyway, I was talking about how it takes place on Christmas. It picks up exactly where the last one left off, to a certain extent, anyway. And there's one of the first things I want to mention about warnings about the movie is that there's a lot of child death. Like, tons of kids get killed. Not tons of kids, but there's a surprising amount of kids getting killed, at least for someone like me who doesn't see that a lot. Like, it's a big no-no for people. And that's why a lot of people walked out of the theaters in whatever country, like another country of some kind. When it was released early, people were, like, walking out because the opening scene, and you don't really see kids get killed. You see the aftermath of kids getting killed on a couple of occasions. And it just really throws, you know, I guess the casual horror viewer off. Even people who watch the Terrifier movies. The first two Terrifiers didn't really push that boundary much. But in this one, they do. I'm trying to remember for sure, but I think a kid is like the first kill in the whole movie. So, and it's not like a off screen and then you see him laying there. I mean, it's off screen, but it's not what you expect. And yes, I'm a little zoned right now. I'm trying to like remember everything. And also, like I said, I'm dealing with stuff off the side. But so there's like I said, if you can't handle kids dying in horror movies, stay away from Terrifier 3. But otherwise, it's exactly what you expect from Terrifier. I do think the story is a little more fleshed out. It's a wild story, but it's more fleshed out in this movie. And then the kills are much more brutal, and they go on forever, which is something that, again, Damien Leone and Terrifier are known for. You don't get, like, a head cut off. It's... As far as anything I didn't like about the movie, I'm not sure if there's anything I don't like about the movie. Again, gore for me is more of like is it necessary? But the character Art the Clown has been established as you know, in the first Terrifier movie, that he doesn't do simple kills. He does ultra-violent slayings. So, it didn't bother me none. There is a... who I mentioned the kid deaths. There's another thing I have to mention. There is a... people are just saying the shower scene. Guys and gals, just... if you're watching Terrifier 3, when he goes into the shower, just know that that guys and gals both are not going to be happy by the end of it. Guys especially. Guys, gentlemen, just trust me, okay? But I handled it. Like I said, I handled all the kills. There were two, near the last 10, 15 minutes are pretty cool. It's like a fight scene or something with Sienna and her sister, Art, and Victoria. Vicky, whatever you want to call her, is such a huge part of this movie. She's such a huge part of the Terrifier franchise, but I feel like, you know, we really cemented her in this movie. I'm trying to think, like I said, I don't want to spoil too much. You guys know what to expect from Terrifier movies if you've seen the other two. I'm waving my hands around. Lots of gore, a wild story, swearing, nudity, sex, more gore, a little bit of story, and more gore. But yeah, I liked it a lot. Just because I guess I'm getting more and more desensitized. A lot of my desensitization has to do with the Hatchet movies, actually. Which, when I first saw the first Hatchet movie, I was still, like, really against gore. And my friend Liz at the time, she's no longer my friend. We used to be good friends. That doesn't matter. But the point is, my ex-best friend Liz and I watched it together because she was like, you need to check this movie out. And the gore was so over the top that I was like, wow, that's hilarious. And that's not how I feel about, like, Art and the Terrifier movies. But Victor Crowley and the Hatchet films, Adam Green, helped me realize that it's just a movie and the gore can be, you know, good and part of the movie, entertaining and all that. Try to think of, like, the ending is a little crazy. I think in the second movie, they started talking about, like, the supernatural and demons and stuff. They go a lot more into that in the third movie, a ton more into it. And what happens to Gabby is a little, I don't know. Damien Leone said he wants that the fourth movie is going to be very experimental. And what happens to Sienna's sister Gabby is definitely, I think, the direction that we're heading with that kind of stuff. So, again, it is exactly what you expect. It gets a little crazier with the gore and the supernatural stuff. But I really liked it. I liked it more than the second one or the first one. I know some people think the second one's the best one or the first one. Some people out there hate the Terrifier movies. And that's fine. But me personally, I liked it. But do not watch it if you have a weak stomach. If you don't like seeing kids be killed. Again, you don't really see them get killed. But you do see the aftermath. So if you can't handle that, don't watch it. There is a really gross rat death I should warn you about. And the shower scene, my God. But if you can handle all that, and you can handle the story being kind of wild, and you should check it out for sure. I guess that's it. It's a really good movie, in my opinion, as far as the simple fact of they did exactly what they aimed to do. They didn't go a different direction. They didn't go outside their box. They did exactly what they always do, and they nailed it. So, if you're interested, I'd go see it. There was, like, only 4 other people in my theater. So out of the 35 million, we were like $50 of that. So that's it. Definitely go see Terrifier 3 in theaters if you would like. I think it makes the experience better. The sound design is brilliant when you see it in theaters. If I were to give it a rating out of like 10, I'd give it like a 9. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. I don't think it's like a perfect horror movie, but like I said, it did exactly what it wanted to do. So go check it out. Damien Leone will definitely appreciate you for it. I mean, obviously it's going to be a Terrifier 4. They've made way too much money. And God, I love David Howard Thornton so much. So until next time, this is JT Channel. I am JT. Enjoy Terrifier 3. That all rhymed. And I'll see you next time.